Hi guys! So today I'm going to talk to you about bloat in guinea pigs because I had my first experience with this just this week. Barnaby over here was bloated the other day. Now, when I got up in the morning, I usually go get their veggies and I come in here, and while they're eating their veggies I tidy up their cages. So right away I noticed that there was a set of normal size poops and a set of small poops, like really small. So right away I was concerned, like, what is this about? And then I looked over and noticed that Barnaby wasn't as peppy as he normally is. And just looking at him right away I could see that his tummy was very bloated. It's really easy to see on the skinnies because you can see their tummies perfectly well. But his looks extra bloated. It looked kind of like very round shaped, which normally they're not like that. So I took him out of his cage and held him, and touching his tummy, it was very firm and just felt very full. Because normally if you touch their tummies, you know, they're squishy. But his was very firm, and you could tell he was uncomfortable because just touching it lightly kind of bothered him. And the other thing that I noticed while I had him on my lap was he was fluffing. So he had very bad gas and it was smelly. So right away I knew that he was bloated. And now bloat in guinea pigs is very serious, because it either means they have a blockage or they're super filled with gas, which is not normal. And if they're filled with gas or have a blockage, they're not going to poop anymore. And they're not going to want to eat or drink. And we all know that if guinea pigs don't eat or drink, that their tummies stop. And if their tummies stop, it is extremely hard to get them moving again, so it's very serious. The only bonus with Barnaby was that I caught it really early because he was still pooping even though it was really small, and he was still eating. So I knew I could try and treat him at home, but I would have to keep a close eye on him. Now what you use if your guinea pig has the first signs of bloat. If you found your guinea pig and they were bloated and they're not pooping, not eating, not moving, you take them to the vet right away. But since Barnaby, as I said, was still eating and still pooping a bit, I thought I'd try something out at home first. So this is what I had. It says Little Tummies Gas Relief Drops, pediatrician recommended. So now obviously this is for kids, babies, infants. And on the back it says the infant dose is 0.3 milliliters. So you would give half that to a guinea pig, so 0.15. So half the dose for a guinea pig. I have my syringes that I used back when Rugby and Calvin needed medication. I will just find that for you right now and show you how much I gave them. Okay, so here's my syringe. 0.15 is that much. I filled it up to there, and then I took him out of the cage and just squirted it right in his mouth. I gave him 2 doses of that. First one I noticed, and the next dose was about 5 or 6 hours later. It took about the whole day, I'd say, for him to start feeling normal, because this was first thing in the morning, and I didn't notice regular poops until probably, like, I'm guessing, I think it was like 8 o'clock at night. Now what I did in the meantime was I sat him out on my lap, and since I don't have any vibrating pillows like some people have that they'll put their pigs on to kind of shake the gas out, I just sat him on my lap on a pillow and just kind of gently shook my leg and gently massaged his tummy. And he would lay out because you could tell he was so uncomfortable, and he would stretch out and have little fluffs and everything like that, so it was helping. And then I would put him back in the cage, and to get him moving around I kept stuffing new hay in their hay rack, because hay's what they need to keep eating to keep their tummies happy. So I kept putting new hay in, and that would make him get up and wander around. And whenever he'd go to lay down, he'd try to lay flat, but then he would just end up standing back up, so it was really obvious that his tummy hurt bad. And then I'm going to say it was about 2 o'clock was when I noticed the first real sized poop. And when he pooped, he kind of like arched his back a bit. It looked like he was in pain when he was pooping. But a real poop came out. And then later, as I said, it was about 7 or 8 o'clock. Kelvin, seriously. It was 7 or 8 o'clock and I came in and there was poops everywhere. So he really let it go, which was great, and his tummy was so small. Like, it was noticeably smaller, which was great. So he was pooping, his tummy had gone down, and he was feeling better because he had come over to his water bottle and was drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking. So that is how I knew he was better, and he is fine now. Pooping, eating, drinking is normal. And I'm just keeping my eye on him. I don't really know what caused the bloat because I feed the pigs the same thing every day. But when your piggy is bloated, it's good to lay off the vegetables and just encourage drinking and eating of hay. Sometimes people think vegetables is what causes bloat, so it's best to just back off on those until they're feeling better and ease them back into it. When I fed him veggies the next day, I only gave those guys about half as much as they normally would get. Yeah, so that's what happened with bloat. And as I said, if your piggy wasn't eating, wasn't pooping, wasn't moving, take them to the vet. You can't treat them at home. But if you catch it quickly like I did, where they're still pooping, still eating, then try some of these gas relief drops. It is Simethicone, I think. And this is the oral liquid. So that is what you give them. So that's my story about Barnaby. And I was quite worried about the little guy, but now he is much better. And on a happier note, I won a prize from Cobb Cabin Crafts. CC. I can never say that all in one sentence. It's a tongue twister. I had won a prize because she had apparently I can't talk. She had 1,000 sales on Etsy. So she did a little contest where you entered your name, and I won! And I picked out this adorable bumblebee print because I absolutely love bumblebees. I love monkeys and bumblebees. So I have the burrow bag, the cuddle cup, and the tent, which is very exciting because I've never had one of those. And it's nice and roomy too. It looks fun. I don't know if anybody's tried it out yet. Hi, Barnaby. And there's Ernie. And there's Kelvin. His spot was looking great, but then he scratched it again. And there's Hobbies. And there's Rugby. And Baby G. Hi, Grover. So there are the pigs. And that is my story about bloat. If you want any more information about it, a good site to go to is Guinea Links. Okay, bye guys.